Alright guys, welcome back to another video here. This is Zia. We are doing another self-help video. These are videos for anybody feeling stuck in life, basically. You know, usually I feel stuck in life, and so this is why I like um, talking about this kind of stuff, just to help out your average Joe feeling stuck in life, basically. All this information is coming from another channel called Philosophies of Life, and that channel there specifically is it's more of an animation channel. You don't see the person. So what I do is I take his information, I give it back to the community. I'm giving it back to you guys, and just in a more lengthy format, in a more vlogging kind of way. And so the reason why I'm in my car is because I enjoy being outside and in the public. Fresh air, there's privacy in here, I'm comfortable in here. I could do these videos in my room, but I have a very loud vocal cat, and I'm not one to edit my videos, and so I'm just like, you get what you get. So today what we're talking about is how to set goals, and how to achieve them. Okay, I'm gonna try to make this not as lengthy as my old video. It was an hour long. Again, all this information not coming from me, coming from another channel called Philosophies of Life. I'll put the link in the description. Make sure that they get the credit that they deserve, because I don't want them to think that I stole their information, because I take their information and I use it daily. What I'm doing is giving it back to the community here. And so sometimes you'll hear cars going back and forth, but that's because I'm outside in the park and everything. And so, so today we're talking about goals. As humans, we all have goals, right? We all want to achieve something. We all want to challenge ourselves. But somewhere along your life, right? Usually around 12, 13, if you don't have a very good support system at home or at school, that's usually around the age that people get less motivated about life. They just figured, drop the goals, drop the dreams, and just focus on the now and just try to get easy money, or just cheat, or just try to just do things in the most minimal way for the most maximum reward, cheating the government and whatnot, and all those types of people. Today we're talking about goals, how to stay motivated, how to stay consistent. Now, these two words, motivated and consistent, they get confused. I like to say that staying motivated, 100% motivated all the time, is nearly damn impossible, okay? But being consistent is more possible than being motivated. Why? Because as humans, we're not robots, okay? So sometimes we're motivated for 3 days, we're motivated for 2 weeks or whatever. That's a long time to stay motivated, but sometimes people are like that. What I'm saying is that we get sad, we get depressed, we get concerned, we have problems and issues and situations that bump our direction in life, which then debunks our momentum, which then demotivates us, right? But that does not mean we can't stay consistent. Okay, we can have a couple of off days, we can have a couple of skip days, right? But that does not mean that you need to stop being consistent, that you need to stop doing what you were doing. It's okay to stop for a little bit, right? It's okay to not be motivated all the time, but the key is to just stay consistent, right? Sometimes you're on the line and then you go down a little bit. That's fine, but what you want to do is stay consistent and keep going on that path and that journey. So today we're talking about how to set up these goals, right? So again, as humans, we all want to challenge ourselves. We all want to set goals in front of us, succeed them, and then ask ourselves, okay, what next? Okay, have I mastered this aspect in life yet? No? Okay, so then what's next? Some areas in life, there's fitness, right? There's the mind, there's the body, there's the soul. There are these areas in life that all of us try to be a better communicator, be more intuitive, be more patient, be more aware. That's just the mind, that's just the body, that's the soul. Finances, we want a better job, we want the better pay, we want the better paycheck, we want to be the boss, we want to be CEO, we want to be the creator, we want to be the inventor, we want to be the head honcho. Maybe you want to be the best salesman on the floor, maybe you want to be the best cooker on the kitchen, maybe you want to be the best server on the floor. There are a lot of different areas in life that we go, okay, this is my life. How can I improve it? How can I make it better? How can I make it greater? Right? So what stops most of us is that we're human. We are motivated. It's hard to stay consistent. It's hard to stay focused. It's hard to just, you know, put that maximum effort every single time. So what we need to do is look for that support system around us, okay? And once we find that support system, what we need to do, and this is key here, is not take advantage of that support system and not let them feel like they need to help us on our journey every single time we ask, because they're going to feel like they're just living your damn life. You need to scrape your knee. You need to fail. You need to challenge yourself. You need to know what is it in your life that you want to achieve, what is it in your life that you want to succeed in, and what it is in your life that you want to see is a goal, and then, you know, go towards that. Because then if you're just walking aimlessly, having other people direct your life for you, one, you're not being challenged, two, you're not learning anything, and three, you're not evolving. So there's a lot of that's happening in your life if you let other people direct you. What you need to do is focus on you. So the 4 steps here, we're at the 5-minute mark, and usually I'm blabby, and I'm going to try to do this video not as long, not have it be an hour-long video. If it is, it is. That's just how it goes. I feel like it's going to be a little shorter. So the 4 steps that you want to take, the 4 steps that you want to take in order to set that goal, in order to achieve that goal, is number 1, know yourself, okay? Number 2 is setting your goals, okay? Number 3 is then creating short-term goals. And then that leads us to number 4, which is being consistent, not motivated, okay? So those are those 2 words that a lot of people get mixed up, is being motivated and say, oh, you're so motivated, oh, how do you do all this, you're so motivated. Actually, he's not motivated. Sure, motivation has a lot to do with it, but it's not 100% motivation. What it is more is that they're consistent. You don't know the backstory. You don't know how long it took them to achieve that marathon. Okay, maybe it took him 2-3 months. Whereas it could have taken him a little bit shorter time if he had stayed more consistent. But he wasn't motivated, or she wasn't motivated. They weren't motivated. So we want to make sure that we stay consistent. We want to stay motivated, but it's okay to have a couple of rest days. It's okay to have a couple skip days. It's okay to go on your journey and go on that plane, you know, and execute it as quickly or as strategically as you can. And sure, if you fall off the ledge a little bit or off the edge for a couple of days, that's fine. We're not robots. It's okay to not be motivated all the time. But the key is to pick ourselves back up and to stay consistent. Because then once we realize that in order to achieve a goal is just to stay consistent and not motivated, then we can not put so much pressure on ourselves. And then we can start realizing that we are just human, and that in order to achieve said goal, it's okay to take breaks. That's why God said to rest on Sunday. That's why you only work 5 hours out of your day or 6 hours of your day, and you make time for socializing. You make time for eating a good meal. You make time for that good book or good movie or good whatever. There's balance, yes? If you work, sure, you might achieve your goal, but you won't even realize that you achieved it because you're not in the now. But that's getting into a different type of video. Here, what we're doing is number 1, knowing ourselves, knowing our goals, creating short-term goals. Knowing yourself, creating goals, creating short-term goals, and then staying consistent on those goals. So a lot of times we stay stuck on the doubt and the fear and the oh, I'm not supposed to be this, oh, I'm not supposed to be that, oh, I can't do that, oh, I can't do this, oh, so-and says I'm not able to do that, oh, so-and-so says I'm not capable of doing it. Don't listen to the ones around you, right? Don't listen to those types of people that try to bring you down or aren't motivating you. Yes, you want to stay around people that do push you and do motivate you. The 5 people that you want in your life, just like in my other video, a mentor, a connector, you know, somebody that trusts you, you know, a sidekick, these types of people that you trust. These are the types of cats that you want in your life. You don't want the naysayers, you don't want the judgment, you don't want the criticism, you don't want them. Maybe you do, maybe you feed off of them. Maybe you can leave them in your life just a little bit, right? Just pay attention to them just a little bit. Just be like, you know what? I'll show you. And that's that motivation that some people need. That know that you can't. No, you're not able. Some of us need that a little bit just to get us, get the blood pumping and to achieve said goal. Right? Because if you didn't have the naysayers and you just had people supporting you, you're like, oh, what the heck am I doing this for? I kind of want to do this to show somebody that is also capable of doing it too, right? Because once you achieve something, you want to be like, okay, how can I teach this to somebody who also wants to learn this, right? And achieve this and be at my place. That's why we have the teachers and the philosophers and the counselors and people like that and guidances and people that want to help the said group of people that are interested, right? The mentee to the mentor. Can you help me out? I want to learn this. Can you? Yeah, sure. I've been here, done that. I want to do this and help you out while you progress, right? These are the types of people that you want in your life. You don't want the ones that aren't interested, really, in what you're doing. They're more focused on where you're at, and they're more focused on how they're not there, You can really identify these types of people when you really read what they say to you or how they react to your certain successes or your certain goals or whatever, or how you pronounce those goals, and you see, okay, how do the people around me, once I have a certain goal in my head and mind and I announce it vocally to the people that I trust, right? The people that I think I trust, and the ones that do trust you will be a little skeptical maybe, or concerned of your choices, but what they're not doing is saying that you can't do it. What they're not doing is saying that you're not able to do it. What they're doing is sharing that same, wonderness, energy that, I wonder if I'm able to do that, It's not really a concern, but more of like a wonder, like, are you able to do that? I don't know. But what I will do is support you. What I won't do is try to bring you down. Those are the types of cats that you don't want around your life, because those are the types of people that want to put your position in their position, and their position is not where you want to be. So as we familiarize ourselves with these types of people and the support system that we have, we can then identify who is really important to us and who do we want to keep in the loop while you journey on this goal, right? So some places that people want to improve are like relationships, right? You want to fix a relationship with your parents or your spouse or your siblings or your coworkers or your boss. A lot of relationships that you can have. Fitness, right? You want to work on the mind, body, and soul. You want to get fit. Like I say, you want to get the better job, be in a better position, get better pay. So we do get stuck in this fear and this doubt, but we don't want to let that demotivate us or not let us succeed, right? So as humans, we do have this lack of proper planning, right? We don't stay motivated, like what I was saying, but we can stay consistent. It's just a do it. Just stay consistent. Put minimum effort to middle effort to maximum effort. Baby steps. So again, let me review this. Is number 1, know yourself. Number 2, set your goals. Number 3, set short-term goals. And number 4, being consistent. So we'll get into number 1 here, knowing yourself. So you ask yourself. I know that was a lot of talking, right? I do a lot of talking, we're going back and forth and everything, but I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible, okay? And I'll mark this on the video. I'll be like, the video actually starts at 14 minutes, okay? Number 1, know yourself. Know yourself. Know who you are, no matter how old you are. If you're 20, if you're 25, 35, 50, 60, you can still achieve said goals. You can still achieve whatever it is in your mind, working or whatever. Is you want to have a better relationship with your daughter or your grandkids, or you want to have a better community at your senior community or your neighborhood or whatever. You want to be more vocal about your concerns. You want to just be there in the moment more. You want to be a more active listener. These are things that you can work on at a younger age and just develop, better patterns and better ways to go about it. But it's not for the older generation. Just because you're an older folk doesn't mean you don't have goals, or you don't have intentions, or you don't have certain things that you want to achieve still, right? So you want to ask yourself what your goals are. What is it that you like? What is it that interests you, right? What is it that you want to excel in? That you want to like just learn more in, right? Whatever it is. Maybe there are aspects in your life, maybe there are parts in your life where people actually announce that, hey, you can work on this. This part of your life is at 30%, and you know what? It could be at a 60%. And this is what I feel that you should do to achieve this. That there, what you want to do, if you trust that person, or if that person is somebody that you love and you trust their opinion, you want to work on that, right? Because they're not telling you that you're a bad person. They're not telling you that you're incapable of doing what it is that they want to see. What they're doing is they're trying to support you into becoming a better person, and they're trying to challenge you into becoming a better person. If somebody comes to me and goes, Yvonne, you talk too quickly sometimes. What you need to do is take a couple of breaths. And I've gotten this before. This is a real life example. You talk too fast. You talk too passionately. When you talk to these types of people, or you talk to this certain group of people, you don't need to be talking like that, because they get intimidated. So what I need to do as the individual, as the person who is being too aggressive with the way that I speak sometimes, is to lower it down sometimes, and I need to be aware of that. So that's a goal, or that's an intention that I want to achieve, right? So I need to be actively aware in how I pronounce certain words, and how I pace myself, and the tone, and how aggressive I am, and how passionate I am about the topic. Because when I'm in a crowd of a lot of me's, it's an intense conversation. But if it's just me with a lot of not me's, it feels like I take over the room. And I'm not the only one here in this position. A lot of people deal with this. We're just confident speakers, or we're loud talkers sometimes. So you want to ask yourselves, what is it that you like? What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want to excel in, okay? Whether that's having a better relationship, whoever it is with, you want to have a better relationship with them. You want to get into better shape, or you want to just excel in your job. So these are examples I was talking about before, okay? Is that you want to know yourself. Where is it in your life that you want to achieve success in, right? So what we need to do here is draw your wheel of life. Draw your wheel of life. And here is the wheel that I have drawn here, and I'll go around. So what it is just a pie. You just draw a circle, and you go one down, one across, one diagonal, one diagonal. It's a 8-piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 8-piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So at the top one, you go, okay, health. And then you go in the middle, right? In the middle is 0%. And then, so you fill it all the way out, would be 100%. So you go, okay, health. Health is one section of the pie. I put health for me at 60%. I want it to be at 100%, but I know it'll never get there. But maybe I can do it at 80%. And what I'm doing now is eating healthier and working out more. So before, it was at a 40% because I wasn't eating very good or very well, or I was eating okay, but I wasn't working out. So that's why I felt like it was lower. But now that I've cut out certain types of meats, cut out alcohol drastically, smoking has gone down a lot, so there are things in my health personally that I feel have improved, which then raises my percentage up to 60%. The second section would be family, okay? And so these are aspects, or these are areas in life that people want to improve on or set goals in, and go, okay, where is it in health? Do I want to fit in those jeans? Do I want to have a six-pack? Do I want to eat healthier? Do I want to, have a smoothie every morning or whatever? That's a small goal that some people have, or maybe a big goal for somebody who's just doesn't like smoothies, but they really want to get into it or whatever, so it just depends on the person. This other section would be family. Okay, where is it in your family? I put my family at 80% because sure, it could be better, but it's pretty good. You know, I don't really have a lot of complaints, but you know, there are some parts of my family area of my family where it could get better. It can always get better, right? As humans, we always feel like life can be better, and that's fine. Constantly challenge yourself to be better. So the other section would be career. I put my career at 20% because technically I don't have a 9-to-5 job, right? And that's something that I kind of want to have eventually, right? I want to have a secure paycheck, you know, but right now with the with what's happening with COVID and the whole coronavirus and everything, it's difficult to maintain a stable career and a stable paycheck. So right now it's a little lower than I want it to be, but that's kind of out of my hands right now. It was, I mean, I had a bartending gig, I had a job and everything, and it was higher, but you know, you get let go. You get let go. The other section would be travel. Okay, do you want to travel more? Do you want to extend your relationships, you know, your long distance relationships? I like to put travel with long distance relationships, you know, socializing. Do you have friends in Texas or New York or over in England that you just haven't spoken to in a couple of months because of everything that's happening in the world or whatever? You know, you get distracted and you want to have a better relationship with your travel, you know, whatever it is. So that's another aspect in life that people want to improve. Relationships would be the next one. Relationships meaning, like what I was just saying, relationships long distance or short distance, you know, with the counselor, with the guidance counselor, with your boss, with your parents, with your own children. All these relationships, do you want to improve them, and how can you improve them? Always ask yourself how. So, you know, ask yourselves the W's and then the how. You know, I want to be a better gardener. Okay, how do I do that? Why do I want to do that? When am I going to do it? What am I going to use? You know, who's going to do it? I'm going to do it, obviously. Do I have somebody who wants to do it with me? Maybe. You know, sometimes achieving a goal is easier with another person because you have a support system right there. Bada bing, bada boom. You trust them with the information already, and they trust you with the information, and you guys go and you execute, and it's even easier with even more people. Maybe you form a community, a small community, and you achieve the goal faster. You see all these people achieving success in Hollywood or whatever it is, and most of them have a little posse behind them. It's not just them. You know, you have this comedian going on stage, you know, Kevin Hart or whatever. Kevin Hart's got a whole team behind him. Michael Jordan's got a whole team behind him. You know, they develop relationships and they keep the ones that support them. See, you keep your sidekicks close to you and you trust them with the information to achieve your goal faster. 5 types of people that you need in your life: a mentor, mentee, connector, sidekick, and know your mark. The mark, the destination. Once you got those people in your life, once you know your destination, once you know your mark, your goal, you can execute it in a more strategic way and get faster results in less time and grow faster. If you ignore all the BS and all the naysayers and just keep them there as a little motivation piece for you. A little, let me just show you. Not really paying attention to anything that you guys are saying. You're just taking up space here, motivating me, is what you're doing. That's all you guys are doing. So as we go around this wheel, we have health, family, career, travel. Mine was a 0% because I haven't traveled at all, and I want to travel, but that's a goal that I have. It's on my chart wheel that it's at 0%, but I do want to move it up, maybe at 20, at 30, slowly but surely. You know, take a trip, stay in my state and take a trip, go out of state, go out of country, you know, go across the planet, step by step. Slowly but surely will I progress in my channel, in my travel channel. So next one, relationship. The next one would be contribution. How much are you contributing or contributing to society? Because life is about servicing people and doing things for people. As you do these things for people, benefits gradually and slowly but surely pop up at your doorstep, basically, in your life. All these good things happen to you when you serve prior to receiving said good energy, right? You receive what you give out. So if you haven't contributed to your society, meaning helping out whatever it is, getting a job is servicing, right? Getting a job and providing a service, starting up a business and providing a service, helping out at the homeless shelter, picking up trash, just because you feel like you need to, not because you're doing it for anybody else, but you're just doing it for yourself, maybe, or maybe you're doing it for the community, but you're not expecting anyone to realize that you're doing it. You're not going out to a community to form a group or anything. You're just doing it for that's fine. That's okay. Do it. Don't do it because you have to join a community. Just do it because you want to do it. And you'll slowly but surely, do you find it easier to service people when you just constantly serve? You stop realizing that you're servicing people and that you are just of service, right? You are just there to provide service for other people, and they'll take notice that you're not reaping anything, right? You're not taking anything, but it's more of a give and not a take. And so as we move around the wheel, we get into social and fun. So of course, in life, you got to have some kind of social aspect in your life, right? Some kind of socialness, whether that's having a relationship that's close to you, or a community of friends, a basketball team, a community basketball team, whatever it is, a painting team, or a painting team, like whatever it is that you enjoy doing. And so mine's at 50%, and it could be more, but because of what's happening right now, it's gone down, basically, because I'm a very social person, but because I can't play my music anywhere, or I can't, go out and audition for roles or anything, or meet up and network with people, my social has gone down. And so I revert back to the internet and social media, which I hate doing because I hate social media, but it's the only way to stay connected right now. And so that is and the last one would be wealth. The last piece of the pie there is wealth, finances. People always want more money. People always want more money, but the thing is, you don't always need more money. Okay, money doesn't bring happiness. It just brings like short happiness, like really quick happiness, right? So mine's at 30%. I do want more money, but it's not. I only want more money just so I can support myself just a little bit more. It's not like I need a whole bunch of money, So as we go around the wheel here, we start realizing different aspects in our life and how we can improve them. And so as you draw your own wheel of life, you'll start realizing, my relationships are actually pretty good. I don't need to work on that. Oh, my career is awesome. I also don't need to work on that. You know what? I've done a whole bunch of traveling. I don't need to work on that. My relationships, awesome. Family, awesome. But, I haven't contributed at all. Everything else is good, but, I could probably service more, right? So you start noticing in different areas on where you need to work on. So we go into number 2, which is setting your goals. Once you figure out, okay, this area in life, this is where I need to work on. That's when you need to set your goals. Okay, you're not much of a contributor. How can you become more of a service person, right? How can you contribute more? What are the goals? What are the little things that you need to do to achieve that goal? So after seeing how your life is, see and how you and see it, how do you want to improve it, basically? Is it in health? Do you want to run a marathon? Do you want to fit in those jeans? Maybe all those areas in life were awesome except for your health. So how is it about your health? Where is it in your health that you want to improve? So you want to set your goals and write them down. Write down all your goals in all areas of life. Write them down and then put a time limit and when you want to achieve them, and realizing your destination, knowing your destination. Okay, you have your paper, you have your pen, you wrote down all your goals, and then on the side you go, okay, I want to reach this goal by this time. I want to do this by this time. I want to do this by this time. I want to do this by this time. So you write that goal and that destination down. And so this goes with all the areas of life, the entire wheel. So what you want to do once you've written them all down on paper and pen, you've seen it, and you put your destination, the time limit, you want to refer back to it and go back to it pretty often, if not every morning, and just realize your intentions and your goals and what you want to achieve. Once you do that, this is once you've known yourself, okay, you know where in life you need to work on. You set your goals, right? You wrote them all down and you put the destination and the time limit. Number three would be creating shorter term goals. Taking the goal, whatever it is, whether it's fitting into those small jeans, working out more, eating healthier, better relationship, better job. Once you have that, then you create sub goals. You create shorter goals. A weekly goal turns into a daily goal. All right, you want to run a marathon, and a marathon is 13 miles, right? Okay, but you can only run 2 miles. That's your limit. You just can't do anything more than 2 miles a day. So what you need to do is turn that weekly goal, maybe that goal for marathon running in July, it's January. You turn that marathon running goal into a weekly goal. What you need to do, say, okay, I can only run 2 miles a day. You turn 2 miles to 3 miles, 3 miles turns into 5 miles, 5 miles turns to 7 miles, 7 miles turns to 10 miles, whatever. You go slowly but surely. That weekly goal, I'm going to run 8 miles this week. Instead of running, 2, 4, 6, or instead of running 10 miles a week, 2 times 5. Next week, I'm going to do, 2 miles, and then on the Wednesday, do 3 miles, and then slowly, but that's kind of slow. 3 miles next week, 4 miles the next week, 5 miles the next week. 3 months later, you can do 13 miles a day. That's kind of exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Like, it's slowly but surely will you get to your main goal if you create shorter sub goals. You'll notice that there are a lot of goals that you want to achieve, right? You're gonna say, oh my God, there's all these areas in life and all these goals that I want to do, and I myself have a lot of projects, right? I have a lot of goals, a lot of things that I want to achieve, and a lot of areas in life that I want to fix. That's just too much to handle in a day. So as the week progresses, right, our moods change. You could be rocking and rolling for 3 days, and then on the 4th day, you're just, you're just super sad, depressed, you're just unmotivated, you're just not consistent, you just put no effort into anything, you just don't want to see anybody talk. There are so many reasons why somebody's mood can change. But as the days go by, your goals can change too. So maybe a couple of days you're working on your fitness, a couple of days you could be working on whatever, your relationships, a couple more days you could be working on your career, a couple more days you could go back to your fitness, like you recharge your batteries or something. So have your list, be aware of your list, but know that you can execute your list in, you go up here, go down here, go to this goal, go to this goal. What you're doing, you're executing all your goals in a timely manner and in the mood and energy that you want to. So you're not going, oh, I got to do all of this first, and then I got to do all of this first, and then I got to do all, because what you're doing is that you're burning yourself, because you're putting yourself in a position that you don't want to be in. You're putting not as much effort as you thought you would, but you think you are, but what you're doing is you're tricking your brain into thinking that you are doing everything you can, but your body is telling you that you can't. So your mind is working against your body. So you break your main goals into weekly and day goals, and basically you try to execute your main goal in the way that your body wants to perform, in the way that your mind tells your body to perform. Say you want to be, the best salesman on the floor. How do I do that? How do I become the best salesman in 2 months or whatever? Well, I got to be consistent. I got to make calls every day. I got to be attentive. I got to be a good listener. I got to be responsive. I got to be there for the community. I got to maybe be of service in another community. So then when I go back to my sales calls, people can be like, oh, you know what? I saw you doing that, and that makes you the reason why I want to buy your product or whatever, because you're not just selling the product, you're actually out there using it, or you're actually out there promoting it, or you're giving back to the community. You're giving more to the community. And so they, as the customer or the client, will trust you and want to buy your product, and then see that you do more than what you show, basically. You're not just the salesman, you also provide service to the community. And so therefore the client goes, this person is not just doing it for the money or whatever. They themselves use the product and show it off to the community, and it's a trustworthy product or item or service that they provide. Somebody who markets or does editing on websites or provides a service, and they themselves say that they use it. If a salesman says that they use the product, they always say, oh, I use this. But if you do know that they use it, you can trust them more. So instead of somebody just selling something because so-and-so said something, but you don't use it, people who, sell drugs or sell, things or to homes, or, soliciting or whatever, So what you want to do is create, you have your main goal, put into weekly goals, daily goals, and then you execute them in the way that your body lets you, right? So you don't want to push your body. You don't want to put yourself in a position that you want to execute. You want to execute the goal. You want to achieve the goal, but right now your body is telling you to work on something else. That's why, for me, for example, I break my week like this. On Monday, I write music, okay? On Tuesday, I do some theater. On Wednesday, I believe I do songwriting. Thursday would be, I do like a sock puppet show. So right now I'm creating characters and developing them. Friday, might go back to music. Saturday, there's the vlogging thing that I do. And then Sunday's usually a chill day. I usually paint or do some art, play some video games or whatever. And so I break my week up, and sometimes I do a Saturday's thing on Tuesday or Tuesday's thing on Thursday. But what I do is that I have my goals that I want to achieve within the week, but those are weekly goals coming from a main goal, right? I'm writing music because I claim myself to be a musician. And so if I want to be a type musician, self-paid artist, I need to stay consistent and write every week. I enjoy doing these videos, and so in order to have content every week, I need to be consistent and upload every weekend. So these are big goals, turn into weekly goals, turn into daily goals. So once you have that system down, once you have a main goal in your head, you go, okay, how can I break this up into 4 weeks? How can I break this up into 4 days within the week? Or how can I execute this goal every single day of the week and then do it by hour, right? Because your day has hours, and then you can go even further and go by minutes. But no, you don't want to go that far. Sometimes you can break your day into go, okay, I'm going to wake up at 5 in the morning. Wake up early, guys, okay? Wake up early. You wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning. You do everything that you need to do. Get a little bit of food in ya. Not a whole bunch, right? You don't want to stuff your face. A little coffee, whatever, smoothie. Work your ass off for 5-6 hours. After that, you close the books. You want to say goodbye work by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then just enjoy your day, the rest of your day. Relax, kick back and socialize and eat and drink, nourish your body. This is the time to do good things to your body. Once that 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, wind it down even more. Read a book. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, lights out. You're up again by 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock the next day. The later you get up, the later you go to sleep, the less work you do, the less committed you are, and the less consistent you are, and the less motivated you are. So once you've done all that, you can then take your sub goals that were from your main goals and then put them on the Eisenhower matrix. So you go, okay, what the heck is the Eisenhower matrix? So you want to ask yourself, what goal is most important and what goal is most urgent? Which goal is not so important and which goal is not so urgent? So you create a graph like this, where it's one line down and one line across. And so it's opposite, but what you're doing on the side, you're going to scale these in 4 boxes. And you're going to scale them by how important they are and how urgent they are. So in box number 1, what you're doing in box number 1, so if you have the matrix going like this, you're gonna rate it. Okay, you have task number 1 or priority number 1. You're gonna say, okay, how important is it and how urgent is it? If it's very important and very urgent, like your boss needed it yesterday, you're gonna put it in box number 1, which is box right? Because it's the most important and the most urgent. The most important and the most urgent. So you go, okay, I've got something that's pretty urgent. It's very urgent. Like, again, my boss needed it yesterday. But you know what? It's not that important. It's not as important as this thing. So you know what? I'm gonna delegate on it. I'm gonna delegate. So you put it under here on the delegate part. So you go, okay, I got an important task, right? It's very important, but it's not very urgent. It's not all the way over here to the urgent side. So you're gonna go, okay, you know what? I can calendar it. It's very important, but you know what? I can wait on this. So I'm gonna calendar it. I'm gonna planner it. I'm gonna wait on this. Maybe I can do this in a couple of days. Okay, I got something that's not so important and not very urgent. So it's gonna go down here, which is, you know what? I'm just gonna avoid it. Right now, I'm going to avoid it. This goal can wait, whatever it is. This thing, though, this thing is important and urgent. This thing is important and not urgent. This is not important and not urgent. This is urgent and not important. So you see how each square has a different urgency and importance. So you look at all your goals and you go, okay, I've got this goal, this goal, this goal, this goal, I have all these goals. Oh my God, I'm a human, I've got all these goals. That's great. If you're a human and you don't have any goals, if you don't have any, challenges in your life, then you need to work on that. What are you, a robot, a stone, a rock? Nobody's going to challenge you. You got to challenge yourself. So if you feel stuck in life, if you feel like you're unmotivated, if you feel like you can't, progress in anything, or you feel like, oh my God, every day feels the same. I feel unstimulated. I feel like I can't do anything. It's not up to Joe. It's not up to Bob. It's not up to, Sally to motivate you. It's up to you to stimulate yourself. That's why step number 1 is knowing yourself. What interests you? What motivates you? What do you want to excel in, and what do you want to achieve? So once you do that, you set your goals, create sub-goals, and then you put them in the Eisenhower matrix, and you create the urgency and the importance of each goal. And you go, okay, these goals, I can just do them right now and probably execute them pretty quickly, and then boom, it's important, it's urgent, boom. Then I can work on the ones that aren't so important right now, and I can work on them at a more leisurely pace in a timely manner. But you know what? I'm consistent about it. You gotta stay consistent. So then that leads us to number 4, which is be consistent, not motivated. Again, it's okay to not stay motivated within the week. It's okay to go, okay, I worked my ass off for 4 days, but on the 5th day, I just felt burnt out. I'm just not motivated right now. Or something happened, or I got sidetracked, or a situation happened in my life, and I'm just like, I just can't concentrate on work. I'm not motivated right now. That's okay. Take a day, take a 2 day, take 3 days. Don't take 4 days. Go back to your work. Stay consistent. It's okay to stay unmotivated for a little bit. Give yourself a break. Have a smoke, have a beer. Socialize, go to the pub, read the newspaper, watch a movie, enjoy, reward yourself is important, okay? As you reward yourself, it helps you to stay motivated and to stay consistent, okay? Buy yourself that running gear, buy yourself that new computer to work, buy yourself that laptop or whatever, buy yourself that new musical instrument, buy yourself that new canvas, that new easel, whatever it is. Buy yourself that new toolbox, buy yourself that new car or whatever, those new wheels or whatever, your goal. Reward yourself. Reward yourself in a healthy manner, right? Don't do minimal effort and have a big reward. Do a lot of work and have a good chunk of reward. Don't have a small reward. Actually reward yourself. Don't feel guilty. Be selfish, indulge. But once you feel like you're indulging too much, and all of us have this, we feel guilty. Stop. Go back to what life is about, which is work and serve and do and community and be social and network and be out there. That's what life is. And that's how you grow as an individual. And that's how people start noticing, oh, that guy's different. He's changed or she's changed. There's something It's because they put themselves in positions that challenge themselves, which then lets them grow and flourish at a higher success rate than so-and-so who was waiting on that support system, on that motivation. They were waiting for that inspiration. If you're an artist, right? If you're watching this and you're an artist and you go, oh, I'm not creating anything because I'm uninspired. You've got to inspire yourself. You've got to put yourself in the position of being inspired, which is putting yourself in a difficult situation or an uncomfortable situation, which then allows you to become more stimulated because you're around things you're unfamiliar with. Because then if you're constantly around the same thing, you're constantly saying the same thing and nothing's changing. It's the same thing over and over again. That's why Beethoven went to go walk into the wilderness every single day, because every single day he would see something or he would hear something that would, jog his head or go, oh, you know what? This is different than yesterday, but it's kind of the same, but it's a little different. And bam, you've got music, or bam, you've got inspiration or whatever. If you live in a small city, go to the next city. If you live in a big ass city, go to the next block instead of your regular block walk. Extend, go further, go into the dark alley, but put on that armor to protect yourself from the negativity, harm, criticism, judgment, all that's going to come your way in that unfamiliar area. And just know that in order to grow, you've got to get bruised and scarred and bleed and tear up a little bit. That's just how life works. And so be consistent. You might have the best plan, right? So this is the most important step, because if you have the most important plan, like the best plan ever to execute all these goals, like all of this is just like A1 work, A+ work, like this is an excellent plan, but you're not consistent, you're lazy, that plan's not going to mean anything. It's not going to mean anything to you or to anybody, because you're not actually executing it. You're not consistent. That's why number four, be consistent, is very important. So you want to keep track of your efforts. So you want to keep going back and going, okay, I did this goal and I executed it and it took me this long. This one, boom, boom, boom. Okay, this one I haven't really executed. So you need to go back and refer back to your goals and how not how fast you execute them, but do you execute them in a timely manner, or do you wait? Like you said you were gonna do this goal in 2 months and it's already been 2 years. It's like, come on, is that really realistic? You need to actually be consistent if you want to see results. So that basically goes to the end, which is just stay consistent and reward yourself and award yourself for the actual effort that you put in to your goals that you want to achieve. So again, a refresher, number one is know yourself, know what interests you, know what you want to do in life, and know how you want to execute it, who's going to be there, the support system and everything. Number two, create those goals in those areas of life that you feel that need help, whether that's family, relationships, community, work, finances, or traveling, or I forget the other ones here. Oh yes, your social life. I myself can improve on my social life because I like to perform music, right? So I like to be out with the crowds and everything, but right now with the world, it's difficult for me to socialize right now. So have those goals, create those sub goals, create them and put them into a weekly to a daily type system, refer back to them almost every single day, put a time on when and how you want to execute them, and just be consistent. As you are consistent, and it's okay if you're not motivated, okay? Because as humans, we're not robots. We don't execute these goals robotically, like do, like I'm gonna do this really quickly and okay, what's the next step? No. Our moods go down, they go up, they shift, they go all around. Situations happen, complications happen in our life that then steer us away from our goals, but does not mean that we can't stay consistent. We can get, less motivated and less motivated if we let those words like fear and doubt and you can't and you won't just get bigger and bigger and bigger. What we need to do is just pop them, or just flick. I like to say just to flick that little devil of fear off your shoulder. And once you do that, once you actively do that, do the motion of that, get out of here, and you put a little comical, put a little funniness into it. Ain't nothing stopping you of doing whatever it is that you want to do. When here's an example. I was very, very scared to talk to a group of people, but because my work demanded it, right? I got promoted to become a server, right? To take orders in front of people. I then had to put myself in a scary situation, an uncomfortable situation, and a situation where I'm just not in every day, right? Usually I was the busser cleaning the tables, not talking to the customers. But now I actually had to do eye contact and listen and talk back to them and make sure that they are heard and feel service. And that took a couple of months from somebody who was just not in that field. And then I ended up being a server for like 7 years. So it became just like a natural instinct for me to just service people now when it comes to serving, right? And then that led to my bartending gig, which then led into more comfortableness, right? Because you talk to the customers a little bit different than you do when you're servicing them. It's a little casually, but you pick up on these annotations and these ways, these mannerisms, and you just grow as an individual. I am nothing like I was when I was 20, right? Or when I was like 18, scared shitless in school, super shy. But I wasn't shy, I just chose not to talk. But then I'm starting to realize that that's one of the reasons why I don't have a lot of friends, because I chose not to talk a lot as a kid. So these are things that you start to understand as you grow up. So that was just an example from my end, is like, that is something. Okay, so then what I was saying was that, and because I was having troubles communicating with the group of people and everything, and then finally finding comfort in it, feeling really comfortable and just talking to a lot of to groups of people, that helped me be able to perform music in front of people, right? Because around the same time that I was becoming a server, I was getting in front of crowds and playing and performing my music. And so I kind of found the similarities in that people are just looking at you and judging you. But not really when you're servicing them. They're not judging you, but they are looking at you. And having people look at you can be really intimidating. So having serving people and then going on stage and performing, I didn't really care what people thought of me as the concerts went on, or as the shows progressed, or as the open mics, happened. Every single one just had me get more and more comfortable in front of a crowd and just going, you know what? I'm just coming up here to play some music, and if they like it, they like it. They don't, they don't. And if they like it, or if they don't like it so much to where they feel they need to make me feel like I can't succeed, then I go, what they're doing is putting my energy into their life, and their life is just not that exciting, meaning they need to find excitement elsewhere. That's me. So they want to bring me down, so once I'm at their level, they feel like they've completed something, right? That's how exciting some people's lives can get, and that's really sad. So we're at the hour mark. I'm going to cut it here. So join next week if you want another self-help video here. I'm going to put it up regardless. But yeah, that's it for this video. Know yourself, create those goals, create some short-term goals, and just be consistent on that. Because you're not going to grow as a person, man. You're not going to grow or evolve or be challenged. Or you're going to feel like you're being left behind in a way if you see other people succeeding or oh, look what I accomplished. Oh, look what just happened. Because those people are setting up goals and then achieving them. If you don't set goals, then you're never going to succeed. You're never going to get what you want. And if you're not consistent, if you're lazy, if you're not consistent, nothing's going to happen. And no, sorry, but your neighbor, Sally, Bob, Joe, aren't going to come around and pick up your hand and present you an award or reward for doing nothing. So go out there, create some short-term goals or long-term goals, make them into sub-goals, weekly goals, daily goals. Go at your own pace here, okay? It's taken me a lot to realize that my pace is this. It wasn't like it was before, like 2 weeks ago, when I had every single day was a certain topic to discuss or to execute. And I realized that on Wednesdays or Thursdays, I just wasn't feeling like I wanted to do it, or like on a Saturday or any day. So that's what I'm saying is that you set up your goals and you execute them in the way that your body lets you. But the key here is to stay consistent and to not give up. And that even though you feel like you've worked so hard and you see somebody else succeed in a higher rate or a faster rate than you, know what it is that they've got personality maybe, or they've got a certain niche, or it's just the energy that they have. I don't feel like oh, they're the ones that's supposed to have success and not you. What's happening here is that they're in a position in life where they know certain people because of their personality, which then puts them in certain areas in life that you're unable to reach because of your personality. And you're offered certain rewards or benefits or successes that they'll never get because of their personality. So you can't compare yourself in the way that you're both executing the same goal, or you're going in the same direction or destination, and they get it faster or they have more money than you or whatever, but what they don't have is what you've got, which is your personality, which is who you are. So now we're really at the 1 hour mark, and I'll cut it there. And so I'll just know yourself, create those damn goals, and just be consistent. So join back next Saturday for another self-help video. I call these like self-help motivational videos, just people who need them, who feel like they have they feel stuck in life or whatever. They need stimulation or motivation or whatever. I'm here to tell you that you can do it. You just got to be consistent, be communicative with the people that you trust, and trust their opinion. And you know what? Life is about doing things on your own, most importantly, and because if you depend on people, they're gonna get tired of working for you. So just do it your damn self. Again, I get all these videos, or I get this information for these videos from another channel called Philosophies of Life. I do link the channel in the description box, so there you can see it's a 5-10 minute video. As you can see, my video is an hour long. And that's only because I'm a yacker. I talk a lot. And some people like that, some people don't like that. So the people who do like that and do watch my videos, thank you. I'll be coming back next Saturday. Today is Sunday, so I'll say next weekend actually. It's easier. Like I said yesterday, I wanted to do my Saturday vlogging video, but things arose in my life that prevented me from doing so. That's what I'm saying, is that you can execute your goals in a different day, but as long as you're consistent, it'll happen. So next week it'll be another self-help video, maybe a video on how to get rich. I did a how to be successful, how to set your goals. Maybe next week will be how to get rich. So thank you again for the ones who joined, and I'll catch you guys next weekend. See ya.